This conference is obviously very timely in the light of the Volkswagen scandal. And I think that whole issue lends tremendous credibility to the fight to improve air quality, particularly in cities like Bristol.
But the place where you probably have your highest exposure to traffic-related pollution is inside your car. Yes. So bizarrely, as you drive down a road, if you don't have one of those fancy cars with expensive filters which allows you to pollute the air for everybody else but to be in a completely pristine bubble yourself, if you're in a normal car like most people own, then your children in the back seat as you drive them to school are getting much more exposure than if you walk them along the road to the school or found another route to go to school. And that's very similar to this kind of smoking in car debate, because you're effectively exposing them in a box to the most polluted air you possibly can in the centre of cities.
But air pollution also has quite some impacts on ecosystems in the environment, both in terms of leading to acidification and eutrophication, and we've been listening about these issues for decades, but they are still not solved, and they are not expected to be solved in the next decades either. Sometimes because the critical levels have been so exceeded over such a long time that it will take decades for the ecosystems to recover, even though we reduce considerably the emissions these days.
So we've typically found that you've got some who are very, very difficult to change. They're very much based on an affective or emotional response. They will happily tell you they know nothing about electric vehicles, and then they will equally happily tell you everything that's wrong about them. That's an interesting thing to hold in your head at the same time. I know nothing and I'm an expert.
The most surprising finding is kind of how different one manufacturer is, which is Vauxhall. So these were kind of 9%, from a kind of significance point of view, these were 9% of the cars that we surveyed. And yeah, basically the contribution from the car fleet, because they're different, is about kind of 5% of the NOx from passenger cars as a kind of total. So that's quite surprising, and I think needs to be looked into.